you about. First of all, about AEW Dark Tapings, and I've got like 3 pages worth of notes here. Okay, so be patient with us. We're going to try to do this quickly. Deborah, jump in anytime that you want to.
Yes.
We have a couple of things, big day updates. Of course, the Trustbusters were there. They did a couple of wrestling
Matches, definitely.
yes, Sunny Kiss, Airy,
Ari Davari.
yes. The thing that we were so surprised at is that when Trustbusters come out, they had an unknown gentleman come out in a butler outfit.
Mm-hmm.
Tell them who it was, Deborah.
It was none other than VSK from Impact.
Yes.
And I knew it as soon as they showed him. I said, I
Well,
would say,
actually, it was from WWE NXT.
well, yes, it was from WWE NXT, but
Yes.
I also know him from
Impact.
Impact.
But
That's
anyway,
how I know him.
VSK was there. He is now the butler for Trustbusters. Trustbusters at first didn't introduce who he was, didn't know what the job was or anything like this. It wasn't until I think the second show that they introduced him as the butler for Trustbusters. They also, Tony Schiavone did an interview with the Trustbusters,
Yes.
and the new butler, VSK. So that was kind of interesting, and like I said, he comes out, he welcomes the Trustbusters, and it wasn't until the second show do we really find out what it is. And Tony Schiavone did the interview with them.
Mm-hmm.
Also, we had Julia Hart came out. She wrestled, and for once, I felt like she really was comfortable with being a heel.
And she was awesome.
She was awesome. Kayla Rossi was there. However, there's a guy who comes out with Kayla Rossi. They don't announce who he is. There's nothing saying who he is with Kayla Rossi. And he follows her into the ring and exits with him, but they never say who he is or what his, if he's a manager, a valet, whatever. The Varsity Blondes were there. They were having issues between each other on
Yes.
how they finished the match. So I'm not sure how much longer the Varsity Blondes are going to be the Varsity Blondes after that. Okay, then we have the Workhorsemen. The Workhorsemen was there. They wrestled a couple of times, and we saw a whole new side of J.D. Drake. We have never seen him get up off the top rope, flip over, do a moonsault, and land on his opponents.
Yeah.
And he stated, not in the first showing, but in the second show, that we were going to see a new J.D. Drake. We did. We saw a very, even though he was a heel before, he was a likable heel. And this one, he's very angry. He's very upset. And he said that he was bound and determined.
He wants to prove himself.
Yeah.
He's done with, being like Mr. Nice Guy.
Yeah. Also,
quote unquote.
The other person who came to wrestle was Anthony Ogogo. Now, we haven't seen Anthony Ogogo in a while. However, this was, it was like, whoa, where did this come from?
Yeah.
He did a segment after his match where he said that he wants to wrestle more. He wants more airtime. He wants this. He wants that. And if he doesn't get it, he has other options. Now, my personal opinion, I think if you have a problem with the company that you're working with, taking it out on the air is probably not the first thing that you should do. You should try to talk to whoever you need to talk with.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, he said that, he's going to walk if he doesn't get more airtime. I will also tell you that the Workhorsemen, in their second match, It wasn't even their match. Matt Sydal was wrestling, and the Workhorsemen, they jumped him, and oh my God, they beat him to a pulp
Yeah.
just about.
Yeah, I mean, they beat him down badly.
Now, what really tore down the house there yesterday, it was like, whoa! Rush and Jose came out.
Yes, Rush, and I have to say, it kind of stole the show.
It did. It did.
Because everybody, you know, you had a lot of people that were cheering for him. You had some that were booing him. I personally was cheering for him because I'm just happy to see that he's back in action.
Yeah, and
It's awesome.
he actually broke character because after the match, a little boy came up and they took him out of the audience and actually posed with him and took pictures. The other thing that we wanted to say about Rush and Jose was we ate dinner at the Hard Rock Cafe, and as we're coming out of the Hard Rock Cafe, they're standing there waiting for, I don't know what they were waiting for because there's not any cars allowed in the front, but they were waiting for some kind of pickup.
And I have to be honest with you, I know I shouldn't have done this, but I was like, hi, Rush.
Yeah. The other couple, well, like I said, I have like 3 pages, and I'm trying to go through this quickly.
Yes.
Was Zach Clayton was there too.
Yes.
And when he came out, the audience just went crazy, not in cheering, but booing him. Oh my God.
I was the only one that was actually cheering.
You know, and he played the heel mark to the T.
Yeah.
And he was able to stay in character even when he went out. Tony Schiavone does do an intro, not necessarily an intro, but an interview with him.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, they were booing him. One fan and him got into it so badly that the fan kept saying, hit me, hit me, hit me. And it was just getting so, I guess, scaled up that it could have just went the wrong way. Completely the wrong way.
Yeah.
Now, the other thing, and we were not the first ones, we could have been the first ones, was Bear Country was there. And for those who don't know, Bear Country has now officially changed their names to Iron Savages. They're still wearing their Bear Country wrestling gear.
Wrestling gear.
But they are Iron Savages, and they have a manager, and his name is J.D. Davidson. Now, on my Twitter account, I have pictures of the Iron Savages, their new logo of them and their manager. They also did an interview with Tony Schiavone, and during their match, they wrestled 2 newbies. And Lord, this one guy, they hit him so hard, it knocked him out. He was out cold for a good maybe 10-15 minutes. The medics went in there, they tried to get him awake. They couldn't get him awake. I think they gave him some smelling salts or something to kind of make him alert, and they actually got him out of the ring, and he needed assistance by 2 of the AEW doctors to go back into the dressing room. So even when he came to, he still was like, you could tell that he was still dazed from the whole thing. But yeah, Bear Country, I don't know, they were just brutal in that match. I'm not just like they were before. I mean, they were fierce.
Like almost extreme.
Yeah.
Almost
to the over point of the whole match.
Yeah.
The other people is Madison Ray showed up.
Yes.
And she wrestled. Now, it was my understanding that she was supposed to come in as a female coach, but she's actually wrestling in these. She did a match, and she wrestled a newbie, and this person must have been real new because she was kind of like teaching her while they were in the ring. Madison Ray was. Also, Kylie King showed up. Kylie King, wow, what a year or maybe more than a year, doesn't change. Kylie is a completely
Different
better
person.
athlete than she was. And
Yeah.
she actually does an interview with Tony Schiavone where she states that when she left AEW, it was not on bad terms. They just didn't have any room in her roster for her. And so she worked the indies. And lo and behold, this is another thing that tore the house down. Guess who shows up? None other than,
Britt Baker.
that's right, Britt Baker shows up, and the two of them starts talking smack about their match on Wednesday night. And Kylie King knocks Britt to the floor and just punches the end out of her. Anyway, she's able to get up, and they say, we'll see you Wednesday night, but it's a totally different Kylie King.
And I will tell you, there was a lot of smack talk back and forth.
Yeah. The other thing we asked you guys if you had anything that you wanted to know about. And Mary Hay, we wanted to, she wanted to know about Red Velvet. What we learned about Red Velvet is that she was seriously injured. We were told that she had an ACLU complete tour, and then it takes 8 to 12 months for that to heal. And so since this just happened in June, she still has a long time, and that's why they brought Leah Gray in, who also happened to be there and wrestled in both shows. She did really good. She did her baddie thing.
Yes.
And that was really a great thing too. The other thing was Tony Nese, Smart Mark, and Josh Woods came out. Okay. If you look on my Twitter account, he came out in that hot pink suit, Smart Mark. And he goes up to Tony and he's telling everybody that he's going to sue AEW because he re-injured his neck and blah, 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 blah. And who are you speaking about, Brandon? I'm sorry, we just got a question. Who do you think, are you talking about Anthony Ogogo? I think that he has options, or he's been talking to somebody.
Yeah.
MJF recently did the same thing, that, he wanted his way, or he was going. We hear that MJF is coming back too, but getting back to Smart Mark, he, just claimed about he was going to sue AEW and Tony Khan, and how, he's not getting the respect he needs for his wrestlers. And the other, Fuego del Sol.
So, wow.
Fuego has turned heel, and it's kind of weird because the audience doesn't know just how to take him, because he was always that happy person, that happy-go-lucky, and he's not that person. And he does a promo in front of the camera, about how he's changed and all his work is going to be paid off, and da-da-da-da-da, and some of the other things that I'll just briefly mention to you is that Christian Blake was there, and he wrestled. The Dark Order was there. Emi Sakura. Emi Sakura is now coming out with a gentleman. Once again, he's unknown. They don't introduce him, but at the same time, like 15 minutes later, he was coming out to wrestle.
Yeah.
Excuse me. Emmy, if you saw my Twitter feed, I took a picture of her, and she actually responded back to the photo. I was very pleased with that.
That's
And let's
very
see,
surprising.
Maria Schaefer was there also, and Kiera Hogan.
Yes.
Her match lasted maybe 6 seconds.
Yeah.
She just did what she did, and that poor girl didn't even know what hit
Yeah.
her.
Her opponent didn't even expect what she got.
No.
Let's just put it that way.
Yeah, and Brock and Arn Anderson were there too. Do you guys have any questions for us? We're just trying to keep things short here. Also, we will be at the WWE Performance Center on Tuesday, so maybe you'll have some questions for us there. And as always, we've enjoyed this. We love you guys and
Yes.
keep watching us. And as Deborah would say,
Bye for now.